Let's separate ourselves and become that dynasty that this organization is building.
We're trying to make this thing something that people will never forget.
Whenever we step on that field, you will know stagnation.
It's about continuing to build a legacy on and off the field.
We're going to give them an opportunity to work in there. They're going to help teach them while we're trying to teach them at the same time.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the playoff edition of Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider. Yep, it's time for the divisional playoffs. As the 1 seed in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs will host the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fresh off their third greatest comeback in NFL playoff history, down 27-0 to the Chargers, the Jags rally to win on a walk-off field goal to win 31-30. We're going to get you ready for the playoffs like no other show can. Under the helmet, you're going to hear from several different players. Remember, there's regular season speed, and then there's playoff speed. Mic'd up, it'll be the best of the season. And on Kingdom Conversations, Matt McMullen will join me to talk about this Jacksonville team and what they've done since November the 13th, when the Chiefs beat them at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium, and then went on a tear where they've lost only once since then. But first, let's go back through a long, hard climb to 14-3 and the 1 seed, and this amazing, interesting, and exciting regular season game day, game year recap.
Arrowhead has been rocking for 50 years, no exception tonight, and if this game lives up to expectations, we're in for a beauty in Kansas City.
You gotta love it right here! You gotta love it right here! We work for these moments! We work for these moments! Go out there and dominate, baby! You already know, baby! It's prime time, game time, baby! Let's rock!
Now they float a pass to the near side. It is caught! Touchdown! Kansas City!
Great drive!
It's all about tonight, baby. Pour so full.
We play our best ball. We let our emotions roll. We play our best ball. Let your emotions roll.
Chiefs are blitzing. Herbert is sacked! Back at the 2-yard line on a blitz. Chris Jones makes a huge play. Herbert had no chance.
Hey, keep rolling. Keep rolling. Yes. What a lovely evening for some football, dog. You know why they pulled up. Hey, hey. They just want to say hey. What's that? Hey, hey.
Now Mahomes scrambling to his right, holding it, gets off the hit, now lunging forward, and now fires it late, caught at the back of the end zone. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They're going to flip it to Hardman, going left, gets a block inside the 5. Hardman squeezes into the end zone. Touchdown on a flip pass. Garoppolo from his own end zone. Big chase into the end zone, and down he goes, a safety. 2 points, Kansas City.
Up, everybody turn. I'm discombobulated. Hey, energy. All game long. We fly around, we making plays, we dominate.
3rd down 9. 10:44 to go in the game. 2 receivers to the near side. Willis retreats. They want to run a screen. Near side. Nick Bolton blows it up.
We do that.
Hey, if they don't know yet, they better find out.
Jay, what the deal? I know not to put that camera on me. I'm a wild out.
Handoff, Pacheco plunging into the line. Pacheco, touchdown! Kansas City, his 2nd rushing touchdown of his rookie season. Plunging into the line for 3 yards. We're in motion. They're going to come in a jet sweep, and the Chiefs bury him. They bury him. What a play by Kansas City. Carlos Dunlap, the ex-Cincinnati Bengal. Snap to Mahomes, looking right. Now pumping. He'll run it. Up the middle. He dives, and the ball's out. They're going to give him a touchdown. Did he break the plane? They will call it touchdown. Kansas City. Check on Mahomes. Oh, he's fine. He's sprinting like a 200-meter dash to the sideline. And the Chiefs have their biggest lead of the game on a 4th and 3. Quarterback scramble up the middle by Mahomes. Play action fake. They're going to throw it. Now the pass is intercepted off the tip. Willie Gay Jr. Touchdown. Kansas City. The defense gets the pick 6 by Willie Gay Jr. It was an underhanded shovel at the right boundary for a 56-yard touchdown. They were all over him, and he just slings it.
I was like, either he gonna run it or he gonna do some crazy. It is. That's it. Oh, we back again.
Snap to Mills. She's trying to pressure, and now Mills will scramble. Gets across the 50. The ball's out. The ball is out. And the Chiefs trying to fight for the ball. It looks like the the signal for the Chiefs. And now they do! Willie Gay Jr. recovers a fumble in overtime. Mahomes, quick pass, near flag, caught. McKinnon at the 5, trying to bounce off a hit. Drives your Seahawk into the end zone. Touchdown! Jerick McKinnon.
Three things certain in life. Death, taxes, and Jeff McKinnon gonna get in the end zone.
It's never personal, it's always business.
Mahomes will step up and launch it right sideline, coming back to the ball, catch at the 30, made, and now a missed tackle. Kadarius Toney down to the Bronco 22.
Get loose, K9, K19. Get loose, KT.
Takes the snap at his number 3. Here comes pressure. Wilson, no chance. No chance at all. Colin Saunders. Stood him at his own goal line to throw. Unloads it with the right arm. One-on-one play. Far side intercepted at the 45-yard line. Coming over the top of the football. Juan Thornhill.
Let's go. It's not just one guy. It's what we own.
Ronald Jones II is in the backfield. They had McKinnon there. He goes in motion to a tight wing right. Ronald Jones II. Blast behind left guard. Touchdown. Kansas City. The secret weapon. We've just been waiting to use him. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to go to 14-3 on the regular season. The Kansas City Chiefs are the 1 seed in the AFC playoffs.
We come in this next week, get better. Have the final goal in mind. Like Travis said, 3 more. That starts with 1.
How about those Chiefs?
Coming up on Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider, several players are under the helmet to give you their thoughts on the playoffs, and we'll have the best of the season mic'd up. Chiefs Insider is brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And your Midwest Ford dealers, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to the show. The playoffs mean so many things to players in the National Football League. Guys like Travis Kelce, who have won a Super Bowl ring, or guys like Carlos Dunlap, who played 13 seasons and yet wait for their first playoff victory. Under the Helmet this week is special because we go through a lot of players to get their opinions on what it means to play in the postseason.
I feel like playoffs just tell you how good of a team you are. You know, how special of a group you got. I know year in, year out, I remember those playoff games more than I remember any game in the season. You go into them and they mean just a little bit more, especially with the guys that you built it up with all year round.
The NFL playoffs is a gauntlet. You know, who's the toughest, who's the biggest, who's the strongest, who has the most will, who has the most desire. Because once you punch your ticket to the playoffs, what you've done the entire season before that no longer matters.
Today, they start the 63rd season of Chiefs football in Glendale, Arizona.
I remember my first time getting in the playoffs, it was, we got to win this game to get to the next one, or we're not going to the Super Bowl. But, you know, the more and more of those games that you play in, and, you know, as you see, every game is the same. So it's just, it's about taking it one game at a time. Any team could be beaten on any day. So with that thought in the back of your head, you just have to know, hey, I got to give it my all day to day because, tomorrow's not promised.
I treat it like practice. You go hard at practice, you get to the ball at practice. You make a lot of plays at practice, so I treat the game the same way.
Going into the playoffs, it means everything. This is something that I've been chasing since I've been in the NFL. And it's really hard, honestly, just to make it. And this is just one step forward to say, hey, you passed the first round, now it's the second round.
Schuster 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Kansas City, Smith-Schuster.
The biggest thing is speed. Every single game in the playoffs, starting from the wild card round to divisional to the AFC Championship to the Super Bowl, I feel like each game incrementally just gets faster and faster and faster. And that's just because there's one goal in the end, and every team wants it.
Every time you go on that field, the margin for error is small. The margin for error in the NFL is already small, especially in the regular season, but in the playoffs it's magnified, because of what's at stake.
Everything amps up 10 times, and every little mistake, every little pass, catch, tackle, amplified times 2. And so you just got to go out there, got to execute, you got to play fast, physical, communicate, and that's why you play football.
Those playoff game atmospheres that we played in, Bengals game being one of them, that Bills game early, those games that give you experience that you don't have otherwise. All these things mean so much in the playoffs because one play can determine it all.
It is caught by Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Let's go, man! Let's go! We outside! Yeah! It's time to go out, baby. You know what it is. It's prime time, game time, baby. Let's rock! Let's go! Turn me up! If they run it, we stick it. If they throw it, we pick it. Ball walks on 2. 1, 2.
30 to go, third quarter. Handoff, Wilson going nowhere this time. He gets absolutely smoked.
Baby, come on with it.
Now a sweep coming to the near side. Tony inside the 5, gets a block. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Hey, that's how you hit that to get in there, dog.
Ripping hands out, wants the ball. Looks right, now turns left, wants the check down, not there. Now he's hit as the ball flies up into the air, and the Chiefs intercepted. L'Jarius Sneed at his own 25, now to the 30, and goes down there.
Go ahead, Jet. Run there, Jet. Yeah, Jet. Yeah, Jet. That's what we talk about. That's what we do. That's what we do.
2 on top. Yes, sir. They give it off right side. Edwards-Helaire waits, hesitates, gets into the end zone, left shoulder first. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Pancake.
Third quarter, snap to the face mask of Mahomes. Furious rush. Mahomes throws it late. He's got Justin Watson. Catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Yeah, boy. That one into you. You about to tip me? No. I was about to tip you. There you go. Yeah, really? Yeah. Talk to us, Clark. Let's go.
Bobbled snap, and Perkins is in trouble, and Chris Jones gets him.
Boy, good.
Looking left, now looks middle. Fires it late, caught. Touchdown! Kansas City!
Talk about, boy. Hell yeah. Come on.
In trouble is Mahomes. Spins off the rush. Throws it down the near side. Caught at the 15. And out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Let's go! Yeah!
She's still playing press on the receivers with 2 deep safeties. Herbert's in trouble again. He will unload it down the middle. It's going to be deflected and intercepted.
Let's go!
Mahomes hands it off to McKinnon, trying to dart left. 25-20, downfield block. 10-5, touchdown! Kansas City! Terrific run by Jerick McKinnon to win the game in overtime. Mahomes reads it, moves to his right, keeps the ball in his right hand, trying to stay alive, dives for the far front pylon. Did he get it?
I touched him. Let's go.
Mahomes turning right, now left, spinning, trying to keep the play alive, and fires it at the back of the end zone. Touchdown! Juju Smith-Schuster.
He's like that.
Play action fake. Crosby coming from the outside. Mahomes with time. Guns it long. Left, caught Watson. Mahomes, quick pass. Near flat, caught. McKinnon at the 5. Trying to bounce off a hit. Drives to Seahawk into the end zone. Touchdown. Willis under some pressure. Corralled.
Yes. Get him.
And the Chiefs will sack him.
Let's go.
Yeah, brother, jet skis tonight. The jet skis out tonight.
Great job, man. Appreciate you, Cole. What up, man?
Hey, much respect, bro.
You're a baller, man. ESPN Monday night, baby.
When the lights are on, you got to show out. Defense did it. Defense did it.
Chiefs Insider is brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And your Midwest Ford dealers, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's time for divisional playoff football and our playoff version of Kingdom Conversations. I'm joined by senior team reporter Matt McMullen. Now, if you were like me, because I know you were, all the 4 possibilities going into the weekend, I had it spread out all over my house. I had all 4 possibilities, and then, of course, I had the Chargers like, all right, it's going to be the Guess not. I'll place it over here and put the Jaguars up there. Wow. The Chiefs are playing the Jaguars in the 3rd greatest comeback in NFL playoff history.
Yeah, just unbelievable stuff. First of all, it was glorious for you and I because for the first time in a long time, we could just sit back, order a pizza, and watch some football, right, the entire weekend. And yeah, when it was 27-0 Chargers over the Jaguars, we were both texting each other thinking, all right, here we go, round 3 against the Chargers. But this is why you have to play 4 quarters of football, right? The Jags found a way, like you said, one of the greatest comebacks in NFL postseason history. Now it's Chiefs and Jags round 2 here at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium.
You and I both kind of saw this coming from the Jags, though, after the Chiefs played them in Week 10 on November the 13th. Yeah, they were 3-7 at the time, but had so many close losses, and you could see all of the potential. So let's start with the offensive potential here, which has really manifested itself into performance. And Trevor Lawrence had the 4 interceptions, but came back with 4 touchdowns, but it's the surrounding cast. You can see now so much more confidence in his receivers, especially tight end Evan Ingram. Then you look at Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones Jr. Those 3 in the game against the Chargers had 38 targets in there.
Yeah, that was the idea with this offseason for the Jags, was putting all these weapons around Trevor Lawrence, right? You know Lawrence is talented, much like when the Chiefs first got Patrick Mahomes. Let's put a bunch of weapons around him. And the Jags have done that. Guys like Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, and Marvin Jones. All 4 of those guys have at least 500 receiving yards this year. Christian Kirk and Zay Jones each had at least 80 receptions this season, and we haven't even talked about Travis Etienne yet. So Trevor Lawrence has a bunch of playmakers all around him, and he's going to spread the football all over the place.
But this Jaguar defense, on my notes, for Week 10, it was young and feisty. Guess what? In going into the divisional playoff round, young and feisty. There are some things that get your attention about this Jaguar defense. One is the 27 takeaways that they have. Only 3 teams had more, but their ability to use those takeaways. 13 fumble recoveries. Only Dallas had more. And takeaway points. What do they do with those takeaways? Only New England had more takeaway points than these Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, I'll take those 2 buzzwords, young and feisty, and break it down. I'll start with feisty because you're totally right, and it begins with the takeaways here. During their hot streak, which really began in Week 9 and continued through the end of the regular season, they forced 17 turnovers. That was 3rd most in the NFL. The young part, though, is also apparent. This team has missed the 2nd most tackles of any team in the NFL with 162. Pro Football Focus grades them as the 2nd worst tackling team in the league. And while they've grown over the course of the season, they'll miss tackles here and there, take bad angles here and there. The Chiefs have to take advantage of that offensively.
But they also have Foye Oluokun, who led the NFL in tackles this season. Rayshon Jenkins, who had the huge play against the Titans. And when you look at, Andre Cisco, go back and watch Week 10, when he basically knocked out Juju Smith-Schuster and tried to knock out Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
This team is not afraid. And I think we saw that in the wild card round last week against the Chargers. They're down 27-0. They are not afraid. They're not going to be afraid of the Chiefs here in this game. That's why, once again, it's up to the Chiefs to take care of business here in this one and not bank on the reputation here in this game.
And finally, they're a motivated team. Doug Peterson, of course, was part of the Coach Reid tree and here in Kansas City. But get this one. We talk about the talent of this team. Jacksonville had no Pro Bowlers. The only other team in the National Football League that had no Pro Bowlers were the Chicago Bears. So Jacksonville coming in with an axe to grind. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on this playoff edition of Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider. Some history on the line here. If the Chiefs can beat the Jaguars, Andy Reid will be 2nd all-time in National Football League history in playoff victories, tied with former Dallas Cowboy legend Tom Landry. If the Chiefs beat the Jags, they will march on to the AFC Championship. We don't know who they'll play. We don't know where it'll be. But we know this. first things first, and for the Chiefs to put the hammer down on the Jags. And we'll get you ready to win another Lamar Hunt trophy in the AFC Championship right here on Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider.